Well, next task for today is see if I can fire up the shitter. I need to repair a brake line. That'll be next time I'm up here. Tire's a little flat and I don't have a pump with me. And I believe I remembered to disconnect the battery, so hopefully it's not dead. Oh, it's a two-hander to open the hood. Alright. Well, there's a good sparky zap when I connect it. The battery's been sitting in it all winter. It's not ballooned out, so that's a good sign. Oh, a horn button popped out. There we go. Fixed. And then the window, that's a two-hander as well. There we go. Oh, my Back to the 80s sticker done fell off. Oh, and like stuck there. I'll have to see what I can do to fix that. I'll probably get a new one this year anyways. Oh yeah, it ripped. That's too bad. Had that nice MagnaFlow on there. I'll let her warm up a bit and then we'll get a better tune out of it. What are you gonna do? Pull it in the garage. Pull it in the garage real quick. Oh yeah, that tire is some kind of low. That's okay, I'll take care of that next time. Those tires held there. Still idling a little high. Yeah. It's a piece of shit, but I love it nonetheless. No, it's actually kind of cool in here. It just feels nice. So I'm going to be filming the projects coming up for this place. You know, if anybody actually does decide to watch. The plan is going to be to kind of gut, first off, you know, gut the ceiling. Gut that wall because it's all, as you can see, it's all kind of buckling and whatnot. And, you know, some surface mold here and there. You know, I'm probably going to end up taking all these panels out anyways and, you know, re-insulate. There was a roof leak there, but I actually have not seen it leaking there anymore, so I think that one was patched up, and this is just the damage from before. But I'm obviously going to check over that. I do know there is a small roof leak I have to fix, but obviously all this has got to come out. You know, that's kind of nasty looking. But all the ceiling's got to come down. The floor in this half of the house is good and solid. So when I pull the carpet up, we'll get a good look at the floor. All of the old copper piping I'm going to pull out because we don't need it anymore. This, I have to replace this whole floor though. This is full of soft spots. And as you can see, the rake-ins have been ransacking the place. I got a board there that I can stand on when I went to do some stuff. I saved the chandelier because I really quite liked it. I had put these boards down when we first got the place, but it didn't survive the next winter so well. So these boards are at least safe to walk on. But you can see how far it's sagging down here, especially there. I mean, it goes, there's a hole clean through. You know, you can actually see some of the board that I shoved in to try to cover up some of the hole, but that was obviously futile. I mean, you can see how far the stove is sunk down. It's not even level with the counter anymore. The whole counter is sagged. The countertop obviously is shot. It's got rake-in poop in there. I don't necessarily plan on saving the cupboards, but if I can pull them out in one piece, I actually want to use them in the breezeway for my temporary kitchen. Because they're actually still okay. I mean, still some stuff in them. But I mean, for what they were, they really weren't bad. So some of that I might be able to at least make some use of. But yeah, I mean, You know, you can see right there, giant hole to the floor. It's entirely open in the bottom of the closet there. And there's the partition I made to keep the halves apart. If I step carefully around here, this room, I had pulled some of the ceiling down, and I have seen a little drip coming from, I think, a vent. So I'm going to look at that. I mean, it's dry right now, but I don't think the leak is necessarily fixed. So I'm going to get up on the roof and I'm going to check that over and make sure that's okay. But I mean, otherwise, luckily, this room is actually dry and the floor is not even soft. Well, I suppose, yeah, that's this half of the house. I mean, this is a pre-manufactured home from the 70s. I mean, it's essentially a double wide. It just doesn't necessarily look like a double wide, but it is. You know, two halves of the house built and then put together. So obviously this half is entirely solid and fine, and yet this half isn't. So it had roof damage and roof leaks years ago that caused most of the damage. And the roof was fixed years ago, but the damage is already there. So it's one of those things. It's a project that I'm going to continue working with, and I'm going to film along the way. But, you know, for now, I mean, it is what it is. The other half of the house that's okay, we can utilize while we're up here working on this half. And I can fix some of this shit. That's new. That wasn't hanging down like that last year. I could see some water damage there. So that fascia is going to have to be pulled down or repaired. So it's going to take a little work. But I think I can get it there slowly. I've got time. But I'll be filming that along the way. Different projects with that. And see how that goes. Just walking the wooded area next to the house. And there's just a stool sitting here. My dad told me there used to be a house over here and that there's still foundations somewhere. And I'm just kind of curious to figure out where. It's kind of weird that there's just a stool just chilling here. You know, while it's early enough in the season, I can actually walk around over here because it's not overgrown yet. Sure doesn't look flat enough to have had a house unless if it's back there further. Strange. That thing, friggin' sideways ass tree. Crazy. I don't know what it would have been. It's just nothing really flat enough, and I'm not feeling anything under my feet. Actually kind of explore this area right now. There's the house there. A piece of gutter. I wonder if that flew off of my house. Noisy, huh? This looks pretty wet. I don't think I'm going to step there. So the only piece of foundation I know of is there's a concrete pad here that my dad said used to be a shed that was considered part of the property, but it's past the property line, so I don't know how that all goes here, but weird. Got to get a riding mower up here so I can cut some paths to have a little walking trail back here through these woods. It'll be kind of nice, especially when it's not so overgrown yet. Yeah. Huh.